Hello. Today I plan to go through some basic GCSE differentiation with you, where I will teach you how to differentiate several basic functions. So first of all, let's start with a very easy function. F of x is equal to 12x squared. When we differentiate, it's very easy to remember what to do. And the way I like to remember it is using Marks and Spencer's. M and S. What does M and S stand for? It stands for multiply and subtract. So in this case, what do? We take the index, so x to the power what, and we multiply it to the front. So here we have 24x. But remember, multiply and subtract. We also need to subtract 1 from the index. So 2 minus 1 would be 1. So 24x to the power 1, which is equivalent to 24x. And this is how you do a very, very basic differentiation. So let's try out another function and just go through the example one more time. 5x squared. First thing we do, we multiply, take the 2 here, 10x, and we minus 1 from our indices. Remember, 2 minus 1 is equivalent to 1. 10x to the power 1, which is equivalent to just 10x. Remember, after we differentiate, we can write f dot x, and what f dot x represents is the differentiated form of f in brackets x. However, sometimes it's not that straightforward and we have to do some more complex differentiations. For instance, we could do 1 over x squared. Now, after teaching you the M&S method, you might be a bit stuck here. You might not know what to do. So, I'll give you some advice here. First of all, always turn what you have to differentiate into a specific form. And this specific form is ax to the power b. We have a coefficient in front of our x. This is our coefficient. And we have x to the power something. Because whenever we get it to this form, we know what to do. All we need to do is to multiply and subtract. So, how can we get it into this form? We know that when we take a negative power of something, for instance, x to the power negative 2, what it means is we're putting x to the power 2 on the denominator of our fraction, so the bottom part. And here, all we need to do is do the reverse of this. So here, we can change it into x to the power negative 2. Here, we can see that we already got it into the form we like. This is the form we like, and this is the form we can differentiate with. So what we could do is multiply and subtract. Multiply, negative 2, x, subtract, negative 2 minus 1, which is negative 3. And that will be our answer. There's one more special type of differentiation, or the more basic type, which we need to know, which is roots. Root x is equal to x to the power 1 over 2. And this is the root form as we know it, and this is the index form of the same thing. So converting the rooted form to this indexed form, as we call it, would allow us to differentiate these functions. For instance, if we want to differentiate f of x equals root x, then we can convert it into the form we like, x to the power 1 over 2. Then we can always go back to the M&S, multiply and subtract. Multiply 1 over 2 x and subtract. Here it's a bit special because it's a fraction. And 1 over 2 minus 1 is negative 1 over 2. Hence, we can put negative 1 over 2 here, and this will be our answer. And that is how you learn how to do differentiation in a few minutes.